Hello my friends, welcome back to my channel Clean the Day. Boy, did we have a strange week. I have quite a bit to show you, and it doesn't revolve around much but building a set of bunk beds. So I am so excited that the bunk beds finally came. And I shouldn't say finally, because the funny thing was I had sat down on the couch and pulled out my phone and checked to see when they were supposed to be delivered and saw that they were still about a week to 7 days out. And wouldn't you know, they arrived that day. I was shocked. It was too funny. My husband and I laughed about it for 10 minutes before we brought the boxes into the house. Stay tuned and I will show you everything that we did and how it came together. But first, we're actually starting the evening before. I was just trying to get things cleaned up. I wanted to clean my stove and just tidy up so that I could make dinner really quick. And I decided to just start rolling with the camera. So we started in the kitchen. I don't know about you, but I have a really hard time cooking dinner in a kitchen that is just not tidied up. I think that might seem obvious to some people, but I know what it's like to have to come home and throw something in the oven despite whatever the kitchen looks like. But since I was home and the kitchen was a mess, I just knew I needed to straighten it up before I could move on to the next task. So that is what this was about. I wasn't deep cleaning, I wasn't trying to do anything but clear all the clutter away, wipe it down, make it clean so I could make dinner. So my parents had a glass top electric range, which is a pretty popular thing, I think, to have. So I always thought of this trick as the apartment kitchen trick to line these bowls, for lack of a better term at the moment, with tin foil. I do it because it just looks nicer. It doesn't matter how much work I put into keeping them clean. They just don't stay clean, and they don't look good even when they are clean. So shiny tin foil at least makes it feel clean. I try to do this regularly. Once a month is a goal that I don't always manage to make. I actually lived in an apartment for 2 years before I realized that this top part of the range comes up so you can scrub out the inside. I had no idea. Let me know if the same thing happened to you. Do you have one of these electric ranges? Did this happen to you? Did you know that you could lift it up? I felt kind of silly when I found out, but it also kind of made me chuckle. For this entire cleaning project, I am using my homemade cleaner. You've heard me say this before. It's my favorite thing right now. It is equal parts water and rubbing alcohol and just a teaspoon of Dawn, and it breaks through all of this built up grease and grime that collected under that. I don't know how well you can see it, but I can certainly see it. It's super satisfying to see this again. It really did the trick. I used that on the entire inside of the range and the top of the range. It just made it look so shiny and clean. I was able to spray out the inside of the oven, but I wasn't able to show you me wiping it out because I ran out of time really quickly and just had to get dinner going. And here, this is what I like to think of as the apartment hack. I think people do this in apartments so they don't have to replace anything. It's easier to maintain. I do it because it just looks nicer. And I learned the hard way, yes, I'm not supposed to be cutting this thick tin foil with my kitchen shears. I could actually feel how dull they were when I was done. So I will probably be replacing those soon. Anyways, I still just like the way that this looks when it's done. It just looks so much cleaner than if I left them bare. It really was a wonderful coincidence that on the day the beds arrived happened to be a day that my husband was off of work, and we were able to spend the whole day without our daughter Mercy being home. So it was good because she wasn't, well, in the way. And it was really good because then we got to surprise her when she got home from school. So that was super exciting. Like you saw before, the bed came in 3 boxes. I will link the bed that we ordered. We ordered off of Amazon, and I will link it below in the description. But it was very simple to figure out because box 1 corresponded with the first instructions in the book of instructions. Nothing was really complicated, but that made it easier. We didn't have to open every single box and go through every single part. We started with box 1, and the instructions started with the pieces that were in that box. So it really made things so simple. The instructions were not clear about what we needed to put the bed together, and we ended up using my husband's electric drill because it would have taken hours, I kid you not, hours longer if we had just used the tiny little tool that came with it. The electric drill was a lifesaver. So if you are new to my channel, my name is Erin, and I am a wife and a mom. My husband's name is Chris, and we have been married 4 years, and we have 2 daughters, Mercy, who is 2, and Freya, who is 7 months. And I started this channel because I fell in love with the community of moms and other women who do these cleaning motivational videos, and I just love them so much that I decided to give it a shot and try to make some of these videos myself. And I actually find them very satisfying to watch as I go through and edit them. So it's kind of enjoyable in that weird sort of way. If you've never been here, welcome. If you've been here before, welcome back. And please, if you haven't subscribed, please think about subscribing and hitting that like button. I would just love the support. It's just very encouraging every time I open up my phone and look and see that people are watching my videos. I really, really hope that people are getting a benefit out of them. It's why I'm doing it. So we're about, we're not really even halfway through putting this together. We still have a whole box we haven't opened yet, but we're working on the bed, and we decided to kind of take a break. And, whoops. This is what we have. Basically have the whole bottom frame together. It is a twin bunk bed, and it's got really cute, like cubbyhole style stairs to go up to the top. We're hoping to get the whole thing together today. Hoping. But this came together super easy. So far, I'm not gonna say that we're disappointed, because I don't think we're disappointed. We did have one issue I'd like to show you, and it is this right here. So this actually came broken, and I used some wood glue to just put it back together, because it doesn't affect the structure of the bed. So we really weren't gonna send it back over that. But honestly, so far so good. Simple instructions. All the pieces came really well labeled. So we're pretty excited. I can't wait to get Mercy's reaction on this. We are going to try to film it. So we'll have a really cute reaction from a 2-year-old when she gets home and sees her room completely transformed, and have this huge big girl bed. So I'm excited. I would like to reiterate that it really wasn't that complicated. The biggest issue that we kept having was making sure we were putting the right pieces on the right end of the bed. That turned out to be a little bit more complicated. It really took common sense to put the bed together. But I will say the instructions were not perfect. They definitely had some weird issues. The bed says that it was made in Vietnam, which I'm not saying is a bad thing, but it kind of felt like the instructions had been written in a different language and then translated to English. It didn't read very well. The diagrams were a little bit tricky, but all in all, we figured it out pretty quick. I would say a two-person job, definitely. But I am laughing at how I'm carrying those instructions around with me. It kind of looks silly, but truly, I just wanted to make sure it was all the pieces were going the right way. Easily the most exciting part about this was being able to stack the beds on top of each other. This was just the most satisfying moment. This was something that I wanted to begin with. When we started looking for this big girl bed, we had a pretty good idea we wanted to do bunk beds, but I was absolutely certain that we wanted a twin on twin or a bed that would become two beds in the future. And you just got a wonderful shot of how messy my living room was while we were putting together the cubbyhole, storage plus stairs. So we moved out into the living room, we were working, and then of course I noticed that the little one woke up, so we'll move on from that pretty quickly. Our day just slipped away, and before we knew it, it was gone. So day one, we accomplished just the beds, which was fine. What is that? Is it sturdy? Yeah.
Testing out the engineering. Had the two best engineers on it.
What is this, Mercy?
Huh?
What is it?
Bed.
Is that your big girl bed? Oh, you just wait until it's all finished. Are you excited? Mercy? All right then. Oh, good. Already dangerous.
Yeah, she's realizing that.
Turn around, look at Mama. Is that a bed?
Yeah.
Yeah? Right. All right, let's go watch Cinderella.
Okay.
Okay.
Mom,
And the next day we were able to continue putting together the storage plus stairs, and it was much more detailed. The bed frames were very simple compared to this. It wasn't hard. There was a sort of rhythm to it, and once we figured that out, it wasn't hard to figure out what the next step was going to be. But there were a couple weird issues that ended up happening as we went through this part. I feel like it's time to properly introduce you to our fur babies. This one is Mowgli, and he has to jump up on everything to give his approval. And there is a black and white cat that I'm sure you remember seeing when we first started putting this together, and his name is Rufus. What you're seeing right now is the biggest struggle that we had putting this together. I followed the instructions to a T, and this back board would not fit. Come to find out, the holes did not line up at all for the dowels. There was dowels and screws. We ended up taking out all the dowels but one and using only the screws. And once it was together, it didn't move. It didn't budge. It was still perfect. And now we have extra dowels in the garage for another project. But it was by far the only thing that really got us frustrated. We spent so much time putting together this bed that a lot of things around the house got backed up, laundry and dishes, and it took a lot of time for us to sort of recover from this project that took so much of our attention for so many hours, really, even though we were interrupted a lot, you know. If you are still with me, please give me a thumbs up, drop me a smiley face emoji to show me that you're still here. I knew that this was going to be a crazy video, and I will be sure to show a picture or a video of how everything looks together. I do have some new stuff coming up. I'm going to start a new playlist called Super Simple that is just super simple things that just help me make my life easier, and I want to share them with you. The first one is a super simple smoothie recipe, so don't be intimidated if you want to throw together a smoothie. It's so simple. Thank you, and see you next week.